5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The greatest event in human history, 11 years ago. It was 2:46 p.m. in Japan, 10:46 Mountain Time, Utah. I was in the Energy Solutions dump site protesting. Ben in Wendover at the Enola Gay hangar. Came home that night. March Madness. I knew the second I saw the live cam. I got up. I did that infamous video. They're lying. I knew it was meltdowns, and the whole world fought with me, including all the so-called anti-nuclear activists. I got a hold of the folded paper crane in my hand. Sudoku. One of hers. She got to 644 on her way to 1,000. She died of leukemia. Just a few months later, after this event, I got leukemia. I was given 2 months to live. Entered a bone marrow transplant center on 11/11/11. In and out of a coma, clinging to life. The nuclear energy crime syndicate and the cover-up is the greatest crime in human history. To the hundreds of thousands of people in Japan that it killed. But the brunt of the nuclear meltdown has been taken by the Pacific Ocean. They've pushed all the energy into the Pacific Ocean for 11 years. I walked the coast of California dying, saw the dying, starving to death, seals, sea lions, tide pools, humpback whales, gray whales, blue whales. I watched it. I'm the first guy that started screaming about the trees are going. The holes burned into the ozone above, from right above. The Great Salt Lake was at perfect level. It went dry. The greatest ecological catastrophe in human history. The salmon in the sea. The steelhead began to collapse. I just looked at the number just now. Less than 700 in the mighty Columbia for the entire year. Everybody went along. Not me. I fight for her. She fights for we from the sea, the ecology. It's a lonely battle to defend Mother Earth. Never in the history of this globe has it been such a lonely battle, of such a tsunami of hate and violence and denial and greed chasing the golden calf. Though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, we fear no evil. I walked with the monk from to Diablo with Mothers for Peace. We chanted for days. They keep dumping and flushing into the Pacific Ocean for 4,000 days. Multiple months. The so-called anti-nukers, Arnie Gunderson, in my site the first day and two, arguing with me for months that these were hydrogen gas. Helen Caldecott told me not to say the F word at her symposium in Fukushima. Commanded me not to. Chris Busby violently, viciously, verbally attacked me while I was in a bone marrow transplant center. And those are supposed to be people on my own team. Some free radicals. Free radicals are cancer cells. Free radicals are plutonium cells of release. They came to me, befriended me. Lonely fight. Me in the Pacific Ocean and all the animals. Though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil. And they're evil, the nuclear energy crime syndicate, and everybody's gone along. He quoted in Ukraine, he quoted Shakespeare, to be or not to be. I've quoted Shakespeare literally hundreds of thousands of times. I watched you dump nuclear poison in my father's ear in the Nevada test site. Oh, cursed spite that I was ever born to set this right. I have some nuclear roof for you. And I have some for me, some nuclear fallout. But you must wear yours with a difference. Oh, cursed spite that I was ever born to set this right. The country and western version of Hamlet. Never in my life would I believed that an entire country of 333 million would go along and deny the greatest ecological catastrophe in human history and watch 90% of all life in the Pacific Ocean just violently, acutely collapse and deny the effects of this something new. It's never happened before. Never happened before. Didn't happen in my act. Didn't even happen in Chernobyl. If the truth would have been known, this would have been happening in Ukraine. I've traveled all over the world. I've done everything I can. Kevin. We're starving to death as I walk the coast, sleeping in a sleeping bag. Starving to death myself. Dying of cancer. What did the seal say to the whale, to the starfish? Fukushima killed our food. It killed the plankton. We're starving to death. We have nothing to eat. I'm trying. I put my hands on a humpback whale, 60,000 pound as she took a rat's gas on the coast. I wrote Fukushima killed me in her own blood. They cut it out with a chainsaw. Tried to arrest me. The old so-called Greens, the green washing machine, people that are supposedly attacked me viciously. Attacked her. The entire world stood by and watched the nuclear energy crime syndicate gang rape the Pacific Ocean, the mother of all life. Their very mother. And did nothing. Not me. So I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. I fear no evil, and they are evil. For he may lay me down on the dried out, burned out western cliffs of the California coast as I sleep in my sleeping bag. These dreams, feels like heaven. You anoint my head with dead humpback whale oil. You comfort me, he guide me. It's been an ugly, hard battle. Critical condition. For literal years, kicked off Medicaid, viciously attacked by teams of trolls hired by the nuclear consortium. The hate. Never would I ever believe such hate for somebody simply trying to fight for life, to try to protect the very mother, the mighty blue lady, all the birds, all the seals, all the whales. It's been a hard lesson. But I have her. I still have her. I'll always have her. The mighty blue lady. I fight for her. She fights for we from the sea. I survived my leukemia when a doctor looked me in the eye says you have 2 months to live. A good doctor. 11 years later, I'm still alive. So is she. We're both wounded mightily. We're still fighting. Amen.